I do that to London. Like I go on his lives and I go, hey, excuse me, do you know anybody by any chance? Weird question that does a Denzel Washington impersonation. Like I know that he does it, but it's fun for me to watch. It makes me. It brings so much joy to watch.
It's
Can I
Denzel
can I
impersonation.
ask that question? I wanna know, London, because you do it so well and your impersonations are so great. Are you now like do you when you see other people doing Denzel and all, are you like, damn man, why, like because they do it, but they don't do it as well as you, and but then I'm just like, do you ever just get mad at that? Like,
Oh no, because there was cats who did it before me, so they might be feeling that way about me. But I'm always when I listen, and another person I send when people send me impersonation of different people, I send them to Brandon Phillips because Brandon Phillips got a mean Will Smith, and he got a couple cats under his belt that he does. So when I hear him, I'm really looking and I'm like, okay, I'm listening. I'm like, yo, I didn't think of that, or I'm listening to the pitch because sometimes there is like two versions uh of impersonations, like, and I don't even do a whole plethora of them. I just do a few that I do. 1 2, is that good? We good? We good? We good? 1 2 1 2.
Lee, we need you.
Yeah, I
Two.
can hear you.
Okay, we good now? 1 2
Yeah,
1 2.
yeah, you clear. I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, let me get situated real quick. Oh, yeah, bro. That's what having a studio. I come to realize to make sure my bad.
No, you good.
To make sure I got backup shit. And
No,
when I
we're
had
solid.
bought that cord because the last cord was kind of fucking up some. So I'm glad I had bought an extra one.
But let me try to go back in case y'all want to edit this for the clean version of this.
Yeah.
My response, which is so yeah, I don't really be tripping. I'm really listening to see who is pitch perfect or who's I'm listening to really see because I get sometimes people. I was gonna say there's two versions of impersonations. There are people who do the voice, and then people who do impersonations of impersonations. So the difference is, let's say I hear people do Denzel, and they'll say, "Yo, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove." And they're doing the low voice, and it's kind of like the impersonation of what they may have heard, as opposed to really being able to sit down and go and go into that rather. So I mean, but I'm always learning. I'm like, man, that dude has the laugh, and this person has that. But it every now and again, people will send me a clip, and I just be like, I just don't be wanting to see the clip sometimes.
right. Okay, let me ask you this question,
Like,
because you were the first person to do why am I forgetting his name?
Sinbad.
No, not Sinbad. The one that wrote for Richard Pryor.
So
Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney.
Oh, yes,
You're the
Paul
first
Mooney.
person to do Paul Mooney. Now there's other comics that do Paul Mooney. Like, are you like, damn?
I mean, I don't feel that way because because ultimately it's not like I own the rights to these voices. So I'm just like, I hear cats that really do some good stuff, but every now and again, like for example, Godfrey Steve Harvey is like
Incredible.
immaculate. Now but I heard him do a Paul Mooney recently, and I was like, oh, okay. That was.
But
his
that's
version
who I
of
was
Paul.
thinking of when I said Paul Mooney.
Oh, hilarious.
I didn't want to, because I don't like throwing out names, but that's what I was thinking. Like, you did Paul Mooney first. Now he does Paul Mooney.
But
I'm
then,
just like,
but I know. Let's say you would say that, and then I'm sure because Aries did it on a special. Because then that also counts. Sometimes people feel like whoever was exposed with it first or seen it first, and I'm sure it's probably someone did it before that. But I just feel like the difference between what I do sometimes versus what what some other cats do is there's a different embodiment.
right.
There's a different thing. And I'm not saying mine is better than theirs, but I'm just coming from a different place where the ultimate test, sometimes I'll sit by myself and I'll go back and I'll listen and I'll be in the car and I'll think of something. I'll say, man, that sounds like that's the pitch. But I can tell when I'm also off. So I'm like, one I've been working on is like Common. Common is like his ability to grasp words from Chicago. It's a little dazily, but everybody. I had a chance to meet Common out in New York. Shout out to Robert Glasper. I'm friends with Robert Glasper. I had a chance to go get backstage and I talked to them. and I was like, yo, man, I really appreciate your stuff. And man, I appreciate, the things of what you're doing, and it allows me to kind of be. And I gotta get, and I'm still not there. I gotta find the pitch and get. So I'm really not even like an impersonator of any famous people like that. Like Jay Farrell is like a guy who he does that.
Right.
I just do whatever's in my register. It's like singing, like either certain notes or just like Sidney Castillo. His voice it's back there a little bit, London, calm down.
It's a hint. It's a hint of Kermit the Frog. It's a hint.
But see, all of that is in the same register.
Right.
So Sidney, Kermit the Frog is crazy. It's all Jay. It's all they're all kind of. It's music. It's all.
Wait a minute. Do your Paul a little bit before.
No, listen. you niggas are slow. Open your eyes.
Look at his mouth. Look at his mouth.
That's the embodiment.
Yeah.
So that's what I felt makes mine different, because shout out to you, because when I first did that part and I was doing that no and say, I can hear the laugh in the back. So I'm also listening to y'all. I'm like, are they connecting with it? To like, yeah, y'all my audience too. People let you know what's funny and if it's spot on. Because sometimes, I'm like, that ain't ready yet. Or even like, I can't do comment at the Laugh Factory necessarily on a Tuesday. And they may not know comment like that. But maybe, and even Chocolate Sundays is a little commercial. They might not know it. But if I go in Harlem, or at the Apollo, that'd be a different artist. But to your question, not to be verbose, I don't get offended. It just lets me know how close. I said, I gotta ask myself, could I follow that? Could I sit next to him and people connect? Like, I got more work to do. Right. So I stay out of that sometimes. That's pretty. I didn't mean to be.
No, that's great. That's what I want.
Please cut some of that stuff down.
No, it is music. I'm leaving all this shit in.
Don't do it like that. Just cut this stuff.
Hey, cause I wanted to ask, cause both of y'all tour. Y'all have toured. You tour right now currently with. Didn't you used to tour with Nick Cannon too? I think when I'm at home, I said, how did nigga keep linking up with these great people?
Yeah.
You toured with Nick Cannon. Now you tour with Deion Cole.
I've toured with Nick Cannon.
And you toured with Chris Tucker. So I know your story, and we could touch on a little bit, but I want to know how you keep getting connected with these guys.
I'll tell you who I've
He's
toured
a nice
with.
person.
Yeah.
He's
so
nice and talented.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can't say it's it, but that's my opinion.
No, but yeah, I appreciate that thing. But I've toured with Nick Cannon. I've toured with Cat Williams. I've toured with Damon Sr., Damon Jr. I've toured with Donnell Rawlins. I've toured with Tony Rock. Now Deion Cole. It's me not caring about the comics in the building. It's only me caring about the managers and staff. So how I got Cat was doing, he had just stopped, or he had gotten in trouble. Remember that show he did in Arizona? He talked about the Mexican people.
Yeah, in that round.
Yeah, that right. So none of the big theaters were booking him because they thought he was a liability. So he went back to the improvs. Well, the improvs called me and was like, hey, do you want to feature for Cat? I'm like, yeah. And then I go up, and then me and Cat became friends, and he took me on tour.
Wow.
So that's how it's been. Tony Rock, I begged him for, I don't know, however long. Like, man, when you gonna find him? Come on, man, take me out. We've been cool. So he took me out. Deion just happened to be a blessed situation. Like, I used to work at this, not work at a restaurant, but I used to go to this bar. I don't know if you remember this bar called Lola's off of Fairfax.
Yep.
It was a martini bar.
It was a martini bar.
On the corner.
Yep.
On the corner. Best.
Yep.
I had the hook up there. I can drink what if we went there and said it was open right now, I can go there and all of us would drink for free. Anything you wanted, and I would just tip. So we was taking care. The bartenders was making money, but it was always packed. So they were still making the restaurant money. So Deion just had got the Conan job.
I hate your fucking microphone.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I hate your fucking microphone.
I'm trying.
Push it back. Push the long part backwards so it goes. I hate it, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm
trying to thank you. There we go. I'm trying to listen to all shit, but
Okay, no, it's all good.
Go ahead.
So
see, you're tilted it.
What do you want me to do? That's not my studio.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm leaving it alone.
All right.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So Deion, he just got the Conan job, And he walked into, and this when Dion used to do drugs and get fucked up and everything. So he walked into the Lola's, and I was like, oh shit, this Dion Cole, like he just got the job. And I was like, give him the same deal. So me and Dion became cool because he was now able to do the same thing where he was just bringing people in, they were drinking for free and he would tip. He stopped drinking. That restaurant closed down for whatever reason they did. And I went to another spot called El Compadres. And I kind of got the same deal. And I was up in El Compadres drinking. And I walked to the bathroom and Dion was in the back with like his agent, his sister. And I was like, oh, what up, D? He was like, what up, man? I'm like, man, I got the same deal up here. And he was like, yeah, he was like, man, I actually got some work for you. He was like, in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, he's like, hit me tomorrow. And I was like, all right. And I hit him every day. And this nigga never returned my text messages or calls for 2 weeks. And then the day before I'm supposed to be in Oakland, his manager called me and was like, hey, you're supposed to be in Oakland tomorrow, right? With Dion. I'm like, I've been hitting this motherfucker for months or in 2 weeks. He hasn't even back. He's like, yeah, you'll be there tomorrow. This is how much you pay this. And then we did that. We rocked that. I rocked another show, and then we just been on since then.
Fire.
So that's how I've been able to tour with people.
Cause I want me down, I get it. Hate that I keep winning. Stab my back is tempting to all those who willing. The ones think I'm privileged. Hard work went into this. Lost friends, God bless. Cut hoes off too much stress.